Good, whatever time of day you're watching this. We're doing another solar update video. So, in the past, all of it was there. And now that's two freezers I use, and this one's not on, or it's just propped open, as you do. But things have changed a bit. We've got two energy meters I've put in. So we've got the inverter drawer there, which is currently pulling 48 amps out the batteries, or 2 kilowatt, and the capacity doesn't really work because it's all in a bit of a mess, but it's 414 amp hours come out, and we're only producing 19.2 amps or 900 watts from the solar system, and that's produced 471 amp hours. Now this is these two meters are remote to the batteries, and I've connected them using this what you call it, Cat5 Ethernet cable. You've only got to run 4 wires from this back down to the current shunts. So I've got 2 wires for measuring across the shunt, and 2 wires providing the voltage to this so it can provide the display of the voltage. And those wires run down there. So we're going to here. The reason I'm making this video today is because we've hit a milestone. We have produced or used 502 kilowatt hours in the 5 months that this system's been operational. I missed half the summer, so this has done quite well. I'm currently pulling 1900 watts or 2 kilowatt now, still maintaining about 230 volts, 10 amps. So yeah, that's working nicely. This just clicks on and off by itself. So, we go and have a look at the solar system. At the moment we are in autumn, so all the leaves have gone off the trees, it's wet and muddy, it's nice puddles everywhere, and all the tracks are in mud. But this is the back corner underneath where those cables come down. There's the wire leads coming from the roof, and they're just coming down here now. This is where I've relocated all the batteries. So I climb in here, my bit of cardboard to nail on. There's a piece of copper pipe down here. Interesting. Right. Anyway, this is not in its final iteration, but this is where all the charge controllers currently live. They're all doing something today. The EA Sun's making 4.5 amps, which isn't a lot. This one's making 12 amps, this one's doing 4, and this one's doing 5.3. Now the ones on the roof aren't really pulling their weight at the moment because we're quite shaded. But obviously these are all just linked together, all the wires going up. The batteries are here. I've got 4 more of these Solar Flex batteries. We're running a 48 volt system now because we've got a new inverter, which is a Belvishi 1200 watt jobby. I've just wired in the power switch of the inverter. It's currently cranking away because it's running at 35% load, did it say? It'll come up in a minute. 38% load. So yeah, that's not doing too bad. The little voltage controller sits on top of it, and that's set to switch the inverter on and off, and goes off at 42 volts and comes back on at 55, I think. So once the batteries have had a good bit of charge. Here are the 2 wires that are coming back from the 2 energy meters. Let me just scram around here a bit. Obviously the battery system's here. I had to get a new balancer. Remember we had 8 of these, but one of the 8 had died, so now we've got only using the 4 last good ones. We've got our battery equalizer here, which is wired into those 4, and all those 4 are jumped across to every other battery, and obviously the end's already connected anyway. Down here, get my jumper off the cables, this is the 2 current shunts we're using. So this is the main wire going out to the power inverter on the negative side, and this is the inputs from the solar, which are just coming on these 4mm cables. This bit's all going to change. We're going to rate the cable because during the summer these are going to be getting toasty like they were before. But as you see, the 4 wires come in, we just split it into 1 so we can see one of them. We've got a voltage negative, so that's got the negative for the actual battery voltage, and the measurement of voltage across the shunt is how it measures its current, and then got the 2 brown wires which go back to the positive end of the battery up there, and that's how we're measuring. And then obviously the main inverter wires just go back over there to the inverter. That's a big old unit there, 12 kilowatt pure sine wave. Some dodgy plug that I had to use. It works, it's not ideal, but, and there's no way we get the full power through that one thin piece of cable, but I never intend to load it to 12 kilowatt because this battery bank would not be happy at 12 kilowatt. So yeah, let's go and have a look. So the solar panels on the roof are all the same, apart from I've taken 3 of them down to now go to the fence over there because this poor sun. That's this one here that's making, slowly reducing amps because the sun's going behind a cloud. Let's go have a look where that one is, down there. And I have to put this mesh back across there to stop the sheep from getting in. So yeah, always got all the panels up on the roof with those cables, and we've got another set of wires running across over there, over the trees. Over the trees there's some more panels, so let's go have a look at those. It is lovely and wet and muddy out here. Lush. Nice. And this is our kind of temporary extra power. So we've got these panels with shading on them from the blimmin' weeds, which is going to slow down the production a bit. But yeah, I thought I might as well get 3 over here because it's the only place you get good sun. Because during the summer, the sun's there, and it would go right up into the middle of the sky and down over there. Still does, but it doesn't get anywhere near as high. So we are struggling a bit for power input. I mean, we're still getting usage out of it every day, but it's nowhere near as good as it was. I don't know if we need to go up onto the roof. We could do, we'll have a quick look. Right, so we're up on the roof. Here's our panels. These ones that aren't producing much electricity is we've got this string here, 6 panels, that one and those 5. All the Trina solars there. And we had a few more up here, but I've nicked them and moved them to the fence. So those are the 250s. They're not getting good sunlight. They don't really like being sat flat, but can't really do a lot about that because if the wind kicks up coming from that direction, could chuck them off the roof for me. These ones are alright because they're lent up a little bit. And yeah, we've got the 3 Kia Ceras on the end, the little 120s that aren't currently wired in because I haven't got that far yet. But yeah, I only came up here yesterday. I had to clear all the leaves and rubbish off. You can see just how much leaves and rubbish gets up here. This is the abandoned pile of 4G antennas which I need to get rid of because we've gone to a MikroTik dish, but that's a separate video on its own. So yeah, that is the current state of the solar system. And it's pretty cold today. Whoa, slippy. So I've got to watch being up here. So yeah, I don't think we're making much power at the moment. The trouble is when the sun's in its best position, about as high as it's ever going to get over there and down, we are getting constant shading from that tree. So, meh. And these aren't pointing anywhere near the right direction because the sun's over there. It's a bit of a pain, but that's the best I can do at the moment. Alright, so we're back down to about a normal draw now. 5 to 10 amps. Got the washing machine running. It's using 45 when it's heating its water up. But we're back to producing more power than we're actually using, which is good. It's ideal. So the only last bit of this setup which I really want to implement, there's the old inverter behind the trash, is I want to get these breakers put in. So I technically got 4 charge controllers I'm going to use. So we'll have the solar coming in on these and we'll be able to switch them on and off. So they will off, be on. And if I need to do any service work, I can flick the solar inputs off and then turn the, what's this name? The connections from the charge controllers to the batteries can all be switched off quickly, just in case I need to do any work on either side. Just seems a bit safer this way. These are 440 volt rated 63 amp DC breakers. I don't think I'll ever get 63 amps going through these things, but that's not the point. At least I've got the on-off switch capability, which is nice, because after having a few problems last year with said inverter trying to go into flames, which is just sat there, I will fix it. I'm going to find a way to fix it. There's the dead batteries, by the way. What was it? I measured all the power outputs of them. 449, 277, 82, 352. So I've got 3 there which are serviceable. That one is no good. She's not happy about life, is he? Either way, that's basically it for this hour update. Not a lot else to say. I'm just well prepared for winter at this point. I've got a big pile of logs ready for the log burner. Keep the place warm. Yeah. Bring on winter. It's about 9 degrees today, so it's not that cold, but will be soon. And these tracks are only going to get worse and worse, especially up there by that gate where it gets really bad. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll keep you updated if I do anything else. Cheers.